Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our inaugural episode of Behind the Screens. I am Josh McGuire. I'm going to be your host for this show, and this will be a time for us to look back at the last month and ask our favorites Dave, Chief Badger,
Mm.
and let's not forget the one and only, some may say our favorite, Steve. Guys, good evening.
It's good. It's going to be one of them, is it?
What
It
an
is.
intro! What an intro!
Yeah.
I mean, I was expecting you to say let's talk to our favourites, but they couldn't be here tonight, so we've got Dave and Steve instead.
I'm trying to be nice here. Like episode 1, let's start out clean, right? We'll get there.
Okay, careful, Big Tough Pete. Big Tough Pete says, "Yeah, Steve is my
Yeah.
fave." Careful.
So yeah. So just to say again, what we'll do for the show is we'll focus on the prior month of activity, all the cool stuff that's been going on. We will take your questions from the audience in the chat there. So if you're here and you do have a deep question, I don't think anything's off the table, guys. I think that's what I was told.
Pretty much,
Yeah, so
private
it's-
life is off the table.
Okay. Private
all-
life is off the table, but
the Hollywood stuff. Let's
Yep.
leave that off the table as well. The Hollywood
Yep.
deals, they just keep coming in. We
Okay.
just,
okay.
yeah,
So all the NDA stuff, we can't.
yeah.
Let's leave that.
The Dwayne Johnson wanting us
Yep.
on the board of the new WWE. Let's leave that off for now. We'll
Okay.
cover that in a future session.
All right. Okay.
NDAs, NDAs.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So if anybody has a question, please put it in the chat. I'll be watching the chat. We'll all be watching the chat. And then we will, and yeah, it looks like you can help us there by putting all in caps question. So it's clear going for a question. Then we'll read that out. We'll pop it up on the screen if we can. And we'll see what we can get through. It's going to be about a 40-minute show. So let's jump right in, shall we? So there is a number of things going on from a Badger perspective over the course of the last month.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I am interested in this brand new show that Steve is DMing. And some would say he could be the favorite DM. I don't know. Some could disagree with that. I don't know. But Steve, why don't you tell us about this new show, your DMing experience with DMing? How are you liking this new show?
Okay, so the new show obviously is Abomination Vaults, and I think Dave has a slide. Yeah, there we go. So the Abomination Vaults is a Pathfinder 2e adventure path. It's 3 books in total. So just for size comparisons, Rise of Rune Lords, which we did a couple of years ago, was 6 books. So it's about half the size in terms of volumes, but it's still a big adventure. The premise is it's a mega dungeon. So it is built around being a dungeon crawl in essence. However, I want to focus on the horror vibes that are in it. There are horror vibes in there. There are, without giving spoilers away, elements of it which are directly horror film related. So those are the tropes that I want to pull on. So we had our session 0. Well, it'll be 2 weeks ago on Friday because the next session is on Friday. Should probably get that in first. And our session 1, which will be the start of the action adventure, is on Friday of this week. But what we did in our session 0 was we introduced the characters, and what we did on session 0 was not part of the published adventure. So I'll say that now. It was me having written some individual scenarios just to meet the characters and get them to head to the start of the adventure, which is in Otari.
And just to point out, Steve makes a good fact there. This was not Paizo material, even though the Paizo people were in chat.
Yeah.
When we did it. So once again, we get to apologise to Paizo for going off script. But we're back.
Hopefully they'll turn up for session 1 and it will be published material.
Yeah,
they have been quiet.
Script.
Yeah.
Good off script. That was fantastic. I was not aware that was completely off script.
It's completely off script, and I didn't know what was going to happen. So Steve has kept all of that secret and quiet. He's been building it up.
That's good.
And this is where, again, like you hear me and Jeff talking about this as well, where we've grown up with Steve as our DM and GM, and he tells the most memorable stories that we always keep coming back to. And you've heard us say this a time and time again on Badgers. So it's great to have him in the driving seat. It's a story that he's in full control of. It's got a horror trope to it. And yeah, we're absolutely loving it. And we've just done it. All we've done is met the characters. So
I know.
Yeah, there's a lot more to come. There's a lot more to come. I had a real good time DMing. Obviously DM'd some of our sci-fi shows previously, but this was the first fantasy one I think I've done on the stream. And I had a really good time. I love the Pathfinder rules. I will go as far as saying I prefer them to 5e. I just think it's a I don't know. I just feel your characters feel more powerful. I think as a GM you can throw more powerful stuff at the players, and I really just enjoy the free action economy. It's good. I love it. And I had such great time. The players were such great sports. All they knew was I gave them 4 questions. Was where did you grow up? What was a significant character in your backstory, a significant person from your history? What is your character afraid of? And then what item do you have that sort of is very personal to you? Those are the 4 things they gave me, and then I turned them into scenarios. So none of them had any idea what was going on. So really appreciate
our worst nightmares.
Into your worst nightmares, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Great improvisation from everyone in that session, and those sorts of back and forth. I really enjoy. So it was a really, really good session. So I was on such a high for that weekend that followed that Friday.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, if there was that much, and I would say, to be fair, right, like a lot of our games are, I mean, it's improv right on the spot.
Yeah.
Like we're not, and that's something that we need to probably talk about more. We're not about the like scripting or being set up and ready to go. Like, okay, you're going to go first and you're going to go second. This is going to be what you're going to kind of say, and this is what you're going to start. That doesn't really exist with us. And I think when we play these games, like that part of what we do, I think is really good. Like that, just kind of on the spot, kind of going with it. So that was really good in that first episode. Especially if folks had that limited amount kind of input to go on just to start with that session 0.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was, and just having those genuine reactions as well. Because we said to players before we went live, make sure you keep your mics on, because we want those reactions to come through on the stream, because that's how you get that interaction with the audience as well. And unfortunately, I didn't take a lot of what was going on with the players in, because I was concentrating on going through the scenarios that got written and just DMing in general. So I tried to not get distracted, but some of the comments we had in chat were great as well. So really appreciate everyone.
That's awesome. Okay, Dave, tell us a little bit about.
I'm dreading this.
Tell us a little. Well, tell us a little bit about. I saw we had some Evil Genius stuff that was going on last month.
We had some bits and pieces. So Evil Genius, for those of you who don't know, we reached out to Evil Genius. If is this going to work? Boom, boom, boom. Is that going to go? No. Try that. There we go.
Awesome.
And they have a fantastic collection of games which are movie licenses based on their everyday heroes. And we wanted to do something as good as we can, especially with kids. So we kicked it off. We've got an entire season of Evil Genius coming. It begins this week. If you don't know, we can tease that up as well. And it was a Q&A with game designer Siegfried Trent and sci-fi guru nut Brian CP Steele. And and it was lovely just to hang out with a new set of people who are in the same community as us. And we are going to be running from the entire collection. They have, again, tons of Escape from New York, The Crow,
Oh, yeah.
Nice. The Crow.
Universal Soldier. They've got all of these kind of
Pacific
proper
Rim.
Pacific Rim, Rambo, all these like great stories from Legendary Pictures. And so we're going to be doing Kong. We're going to be doing Kong, and we're going to go and visit Skull Island.
Oh, so
And
cool.
I'm really, really looking forward to it. So if you want, I can show you a teaser trailer,
Really?
or I can save it till the end. What do you want to do?
Ooh.
For those of you listening live, put your comments in. We can see your comments, but if you want to know more about it, we can put it on the screen. But do let us know. Big Tough Pete, do you want to see this? Let us know.
Do you want to see this?
Yeah, do you want to see it now? Is what I'm getting at. So let us know. But yeah,
we've never showed this before, right?
No, I don't think we have, Steve. Have we?
No, we ain't. No.
No.
Oh wow, so
So
this is
yeah,
special. then.
We've been
This
playing
will
with it
be-
for a while.
Yeah. So and this is all on YouTube at the moment. So there's the interview there that we did. There we did an unboxing of their rule book, which is amazing. So do go in and kind of check all that stuff out, because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, just say the core rule book is very heavy. It's very thick. It's a weighty old beast.
So I don't know. Should we put it on? Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah, go on, put it on.
Looks
Put
like
it
we
on.
got. This is what chat wants. So
Exactly. What chat wants, chat
Let's go.
gets. Here we go. And I'll take the paw print off of that. But there you go. So that's
That
the
was
first
awesome.
the first viewing, public viewing of the new game
looks so
coming
good.
later this week.
You
I'm
haven't seen
excited
it
about
either,
that.
Josh.
I'm
What was that,
excited
Steve?
about that.
I said you hadn't seen that either, had you, Josh? That was the first time you'd seen it.
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
that is coming is Thursday. That's this Thursday. So we have Kong, brand new series, and then we have proper session 1 of Abomination Vaults this Friday, and then Saturday we're back as well with something a little newish.
Little newish, huh?
Little
Little tease.
A little tease. Yeah, well, kind of. We've got here's where the interview turns its tables. You see, so we have a new series, and this week we have a second episode of that series,
Oh, okay,
which Josh is kind of aware of because we put him in the hot seat. But it's Game Room Tours is returning for a second episode. We got Michael Jimenez from the Weather Dragon joining us, and we're going to take a tour of his game room, his personal game room. So I'm really looking forward to that. So, but here's how we get to turn the tables on Josh, because it's my show. Why not? Yeah. So how being in the first episode of Game Room Tours, how did you find that of taking people around your game room?
I mean, I thought it was awesome. I loved it. It's fun to be able to just like go around the room with all this stuff that you're surrounded with, and you love, and different things that you play, and collectibles, and I just thought it was so cool to be able to talk through that stuff, and like share that stuff. a lot of times if you don't know folks or they can't see it, you're trying to explain like, oh, I got this room that, you know, I go into and there's like all these games there and there's like a game table. And it's like, if people can't see that sometimes, they just don't, you know, they're not in that world or they don't know. That can be kind of strange to try to explain that, you know?
But also for us as well, because we only see you there. I mean, we've
Yeah,
got pretty
right.
skinny view at the moment,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's not that much bigger than we get to see of your room in general, and it's like there's so much more. It just goes way into the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So
there's
Josh,
so much more.
You've got a question there from Maverick. Josh, given how much we saw, how many more episodes will we need to see your entire games room?
At least 2 more, if not 3 more.
No, you could do a season.
We've got him booked up till Christmas. It's fine.
Yeah. And that's if 3 to 4 more. That's if I don't go into the closets.
Well, it's a different room.
If we go in there, it's you know, I don't know what's going to come out.
who would put their games in the closet like this?
Yeah.
That's good. So there you go, Mav. Your question is answered.
Yeah, that's a whole different show. We're gonna weave it in, tease it a little bit, and then.
But joking aside, you really do have a very nice collection of.
Thank you.
Just everything. It's you've got all board games, you've got the action figures, you've got everything, and some of that stuff you're saying is from your own childhood as well. The colouring book. I remember the colouring book. I don't know why that stayed with me, but the colouring book you kept from when you were
25-cent colouring book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the crazy thing. Like, I look around here and I'm like, I literally have things that are from, you know, this week that I picked up as something to back to where I was 5 years old. You know? Yeah. So it's kind of cool to still have some of those things, and you know, it's crazy that I actually still do have some of those things. Just you think over the years of like moving and like, you know, what parents get rid of, and then all of a sudden, like 15 years later, you find a box in the garage, and it's like, oh my god! Like, you know, you open it up and it's just full of like Star Wars toys or something that you thought was like, you know, long gone, and that's so that's been kind of cool. Yep.
It was a fun show to do.
Yeah, it's super fun, and I think everybody that gets an episode, I'm looking forward to the next one, and I think they're going to have a great. I think it's going to be the same thing. They're going to have a great time. They're going to love going through and talking about their stuff, and I hope that like people like to watch that. I mean, I do really think it's super interesting, right? Just to be able to just dive into somebody's, you know, game.
It's somebody else's home. We're going to go and be in a very, very personal tour. It's a camera on the stick, and you're going around and checking it out and having a look. And for especially for you, because you've been with us pretty much since we started doing Bandy Badgers as a live stream, and always getting to see your room change, but never actually getting to kind of, well, what is that? What is that? If I ask, am I being rude if I ask what's in there? And you always see so much. So actually turn it into a show where we can now go, you know what? We're all nosy, we're all interested in what other people have got and what we haven't, so let's go and have a look around, and I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be very good.
So we got a question from chat there. So Steve, you did a great job last week. I agree. How much prep did you do?
So first of all, thank you very much, and secondly
thank you very much.
and secondly, a fair bit, because I don't know if he was on. I was talking about that wasn't published material from Paizo. That was my own work doing the scenarios, individual scenarios for the players based off of information they gave me. So I probably did about 2 days prep in total just on that, which was getting ready for session 0. So that's ignoring the prep I've done for the rest of the adventure, and obviously some of the other stuff that we put together in the background for the stream. You know, we've got to get artwork ready. We've got to do the tokens. Dave's done the maps for me in Owlbear. So it's is a lot of work that goes into getting the stream ready. Once the stream's ready to go, the work is less because then you're just prepping for each session. So it's no more than what you'd normally do for a table game, really. But we've had a busy start to the year with the various different shows coming up. Dave's been very busy getting players and guests organised, which I don't get involved with because that's not something I'm very good at. So I will stick to the writing and some of the videos and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been really fun getting back into doing GMing. It's been good. So I'd say for session 0, probably about 2 days, all in about 20 hours worth of prep, I reckon, just for that.
Wow,
it's respectable.
Yeah. Anyway, something we missed because we talked about Abomination Vaults near the beginning. We didn't show the teaser trailer, so we have a teaser trailer for Abomination, and we have our little opening trailer that we had for Game Room Tours. So I can put those up on the screen if you want to see those as well.
Yeah, let's run them.
So, before we do, Dragon Skull Studio says hello, Dragon Skulls, and Maverick says awesome because Steve is awesome. What would you like to see first, Abomination Vaults or Game Room Tours?
Let's do the Game Room Tours because I like your slow moving dice.
I've got to try. Baron. Well, Baron's joined us. I am. Hope you. What have I missed? A lot. But we're gonna show a couple of trailers. So hold on to your hat, your bowler hat. Here we go. Here's the Abomination Vaults. And we'll skip the poll, but yeah, there you go.
So cool. I love the music on that one too.
Yeah,
that really
yeah. And again, I know because me and Steve have been working on this in the background, so I know how much different music tracks that Steve went through, and that's just the ones he showed me. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff there,
Probably need to mention the character art there, because we got that from Eldritch Foundry.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we had the players go on to the Eldritch Foundry site, create the characters. We did screenshots from the webpage. Great interface. You can just forget it. That actually quote you how many different combinations there are for building your character, and there's a hell of a lot of different combinations. So yeah, players went on there, built all their characters, and then we incorporate that art into the video, which was great.
Yeah, very cool. And there's stuff on there as well. So just to add to that, you can see along the bottom of the screen, these are all the different companies from all over the world who are actually supporting us. Why, I have no idea. We are still a very, 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 very small channel. But they definitely see something in all the badges that they like, which is great. We absolutely love working with all these companies. And Eldritch Foundry are also now one of our newest supporters as well. So their little branding will be added to that, and we'll be showing their stuff off. In which case, you can also do. Here it is. Here is, for those of you watching live, this is going to run out any day now. You only have until the end of January, so any day this is going to finish. 20% off an order over $40. They will print it. You can download STLs, or you can have them print it and they'll send it to you. But use the code BIG25. So if you want 25% off your order, BIG25. So go and check that out.
Yeah, it's very
Awesome.
cool that they've given us that.
Well, while we're still on the Vault, we do have a question here from chat. What elder god did we need to sacrifice to have Steve GM so much this year?
Right. So this is a true story. Dave said to me before Christmas that he wanted to do less GMing this year, which is fair enough because he does a hell of a lot of work because he's got other stuff going on. So yeah, I agreed to do Abomination Vaults, and we got ready and we got going and everything. The next thing I know, we're doing 2 other shows, which he's doing. So it's like I ended up doing the GM for this one, and he's doing 2 other shows. So I'm not sure where I managed to reduce his workload, but that's where it came from.
I think that some of the other shows, we're doing chat shows, and that's a lot easier to do something like this, which is great, and that's fine. But yeah, we have some more stuff, but we can't NDAs. We can't tell you everything. We're gonna try to do this on a monthly basis. This is behind the screen. This is another new show behind the screen.
Sorry, 3 shows actually, 3 new shows.
So Josh is the host of this show. We asked him very generously, and he said yes. And we'll be doing this on a monthly basis. So we're going to look backwards, and we're also going to look forwards. So do follow everyone, and do tune in, because here we're going to keep them fairly short, maybe half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, and just to see what your turn to ask questions. And I know Steve, you wanted to see some slow motion dice.
Yeah.
So I'll quickly run through that.
Let's roll that trailer.
Right, here we go. And we'll skip the poll.
Yeah, love that.
Again, a lot of this stuff has, I think, piqued different people's interests, and who didn't know who we were, and they're suddenly starting to see these little videos on social, and they go, who are these people? Who are these people? So, yeah. Hopefully, the new people will check it all out.
Yeah. Well, I think what I think is different, if you guys would agree, is that it's just the amount of like shows, right? Like think about the amount of like productions and shows that the Band of Badgers is putting out, right? Like has been putting out. But I mean, I think it's really starting to crank up. And I would say, my opinion is that the production of those shows are really good. I mean, really good. So
thank you.
I think that's pretty awesome. And to the credit of our lovely Dave and Steve here and all of their hard work. So, you guys do a fantastic job, like putting that stuff together, and the music and the intro screens and all of that. So
cool. Well, we're glad you like it. We're glad you, again, but the best thing about Badger community is that people have come back, people have supported us, and people like what we do. And I think one of the things that we do, which is different to everyone else, is we invite people on, because we want to talk to people. We want to meet new people. We want to play different games. There's so much stuff out there, whether it's a convention, whether it's I'm looking at the clock. We got so much to cover. We're running out of time. BadgerCon 2024 is back this year for our 5th year. BadgerCon, our own.
I was about ready to ask you that. What is it the date? You said con. I'm like, that's a perfect way for me to sneak in. Tell us about BadgerCon.
BadgerCon is back. We've got some changes this year. It's going to be on. It's a one-day event here in the UK. If you're watching this, you're in the UK and you live near, in or around Gatwick. That's where it's based. It's one day. It's going to be Sunday, the 5th of May, and all you need to do is bring plenty of snacks to share that other people can join in. It's a whole day, and we have up to 4 gaming tables. Playing 3-hour games with different GMs each time, different genre of games. It might be D&D and Pathfinder, but you might do a heist, you might do a zombie crawl, you might be a dungeon crawl, whatever you've got going on. It's down to the DMs and the GMs. And this year we're mixing things up a bit. You bring 1 5th level character, and as you jump from table to table to table, anything you win, all your treasure, the powers, whatever, you take with you into the next game and the next game.
That's awesome.
It starts at 10 a.m. and it goes on till midnight. It's 3-hour sessions. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I might jump on the private jet, just fly in.
Get on the. We'll send the Badger plane.
The Badger jet.
The Badger.
Yeah.
Could you
And
imagine?
if you, oh, I mean, why not? One day, let's get the Badger jet out there.
Yeah.
If you, has anyone seen? So on Netflix, there is
The big paw on the side.
well, yeah. There's a new film on Netflix called is it Lift?
Yeah, Lift with Kevin Hart in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a fantastic, beautiful private jet in there. Yeah. All we got to do is get that, paint it black, and a big Badger paw on the side. That's all we need. That's all we need.
All right.
Hey, look. There you go. Badger Force 1.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, I'll
that's a
call
good
one
one.
in for us.
Mav is saying, have you got a spare seat? Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Always welcome, Mav. Always welcome. But if you do want to support us, because you can see Josh already doing it. There you go. Don't just put money into Patreon. Don't just subscribe anonymously. Get yourself some goodies. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, hats, caps, mugs, frisbees, stickers. But you could wrap yourself up in a bath towel if you wanted to. We've got it all.
Do we have bath towels now?
I'll get you a bath towel.
Okay.
I'll make one, especially for you.
Okay.
But,
all right.
I'm sure we can do that.
Yeah, because I love the merch. I need to buy some more. I bought quite a bit already. But yeah, I wanted to slip a quick question in there on the merch. Is it easy to go about like creating this merch and like having all this stuff available? And because I know work goes into it as far as like the artwork and coming up and having that stuff printed on that, but like what's that merch creation kind of process just real quick look like?
Creation process is finding something that I can put a sticker on. Boom. If I can, I mean, look, the branding is so, there's one behind me. Look, the branding is so easy that, and weirdly, people were starting to recognize it. The weird thing is that me and Steve and a bunch of Badgers will go to conventions. We went one at Christmas time, which is Dragon Meet, and people have started to recognize us. And that's really, really weird.
Yeah.
But lovely, because people in our community
lovely.
are lovely. So we've had nothing but good feedback.
Yeah.
And we want to continue to do that. So
well,
I think the poor is starting to become recognized.
Yes, and it is. I may have seen Baron's here. I'm not sure if he was with me when this happened, but it's recognized in the US as well. I had at least 2 people at this last Gen Con because I basically repped Band of Badgers like almost each day. Like I have all my t-shirts. I saw at least most of the days I had a Band of Badgers t-shirt, and I had at least 2 people say, "Oh, Band of Badgers," like, and I didn't know who they were. And so like cool. I was like, yeah, Badgers, we're here. Like, and they're like, "Oh, cool." Like, so that happened twice and those random encounters are really fun. They're cool. I mean, I get them with the McGuire review and whatnot, but to just have someone randomly like call out the Badgers brand and recognize the paw, like it was pretty cool. I don't know if I told you guys that, but
no.
It happens.
Cool.
Okay. So we are down to our final 5 minutes of the show here. So I'm going to wrap us out with, is there anything else special you guys want to share? I'll kind of put it back to you. Is there anything you want to tease out for this week or anything that's kind of upcoming before we come back again next month and we look back on all the awesome stuff that happened over February?
I think for me, I'm really excited to look to do the next show of this in a month's time, because we can talk about, Kong, we're doing Kong, amazing. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna look like? What's gonna happen? We don't know because we haven't done it yet. We're just hoping that it's gonna be really, really cool.
Mhm.
And people are going to enjoy it. Monarch, the TV series on Apple TV has recently finished, or it's a box set. It's available now, and I really enjoyed it. And I've been rewatching the Godzilla, Kong versus Godzilla, and the Godzilla films.
Yeah.
And
Getting
we
prepped.
haven't. I don't think we've done Alien, which
Yeah.
is great, and a movie franchise and everything else. But this is also, and that's very sci-fi. And we've done sci-fi,
Yeah.
but we've never done like a modern day kind of thing. So this is modern day. This isn't the 70s. We're not part of like Samuel Jackson's team going in, flying over, flying over the island. I will tease that we're going to go by boat. And I'm not GMing, and Steve's not GMing. We have the game designer is going to GM us,
Which is going to be awesome, right?
yes.
I mean, whenever you can get the game designer
and
of the
terrifying
thing-
at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to be like Band of Badgers versus Kong.
Yes.
It doesn't compute really. But we're going to give it our best.
I've got a bow.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure.
I really want to tell you what my character class is, but I can't. We're not there
Yeah,
yet.
that's all I'm going to give away. Is I've got a bow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I'm
All right.
really, really looking forward to playing the Everyday Heroes rule set. That's I looked at it last year. Really looking forward to playing it this year. So, stoked for Thursday, definitely.
That's
And there's
awesome.
some other stuff that's coming out. We haven't just got those shows. There's a few other bits as well. Again, NDAs, so we can't tell you now, but exactly. But the next show we do, we might be able to look back and talk about them. Maybe we can bring some clips. Maybe we can bring some trailers. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. If it's good, if it happens. Yeah. Interesting times ahead. Oh, and also one more thing. We mentioned conventions. UK Games Expo at the end of May, going into June. We'll be there. A load of people from the States, a load of companies from the States will be there. So we'll be hanging out. We'll be doing lots of fun stuff. Again, if it all works out, that's all I can say is it all works out.
And we haven't even talked about Midnight Tower finished last week.
Oh my gosh!
There's just so much. There's just so much.
Midnight Tower finished last week. So, again, that was a fantastic. I think we did maybe 10 episodes of that. All in. Written by Tove and Eric from Midnight Tower. So we had Tove GM us again. I've used the wrong slide there. There we go. And that's available now. You can see that. Chapter 3, episode 5 is the finale. It's on our YouTube channel. Go and check it out. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. An independent publisher who they're based in the UK have written a series of fantastic stories, and their Kickstarter is available now. It hasn't finished yet for the last book in this Eastern Faraway story, and it's beautiful. It's a great story. So it's really people that we've met who have kind of trusted us to do that, allowed us to do that, have come on the show, and we've really kind of hopefully boosted them, promoted them as best that we can. So and there will be more.
Oh, there will always be more. And that's another thing.
There will be more.
Everything you see here, you can always go to YouTube, follow the Band of Badgers on YouTube, and all of this content's out there. There's hundreds and hundreds of hours of awesome, fantastic RPG play. These shows, all this stuff, it's all out there on the Band of Badgers. Yes. And with that, boys, I think I'm going to bring us to the close of our show today. Until next time, everyone, join us here on Behind the Screens. See you.
Very, very smooth.
Well done. Yeah, that's good. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See you.